Hi everybody, this is my second Facebook Live video. I want to say I appreciate all of the comments and encouragement from the last video. Many of you remember this, and I hope you know that was completely the Lord and the message was from Him and totally not from me. But this is as promised. Some of you requested a new video, so here I am. So I'm in a very different place with a very different message. I'm sure you can see by now I'm actually in the cemetery. It's an odd place for a Monday afternoon, but here I am, and I'm here because I have a word for you. Many of you have either used or heard the phrase, "You only live once," or YOLO, as anybody under 30 would say. Some of you over 30, but most of the young people say YOLO. And they use that expression as an excuse to do foolish and unwise things and to take risks. And I think that risk-taking is a good thing. I think it's a very good thing when we take risks on things that matter. But sitting out here, it kind of puts things in perspective. I wonder if I interviewed this lady or any of these other guys out here, if I interviewed them and asked them if they could say one thing to us right now, what would they say? I'll tell you what I don't think they'll say. I don't think they'll say, "You only live once, so get the biggest house that you can, get the biggest car that you can, save all that you can. You only live once, so go to the strip club. You only live once, so go do something foolish in public. You only live once, drink and drive." I actually think they would say something more along the lines of, "You only live once, so forego the extra hour and a half of sleep to spend time with your family. You only live once. Go speak to the widow living next to you. You only live once, so travel the world and meet all the needs that you can. You only live once, so give a little more than you think your pockets can handle." I think they'd say you only live once, but I think they would tell us to take risks on things that matter. The interesting thing about a lot of these is on every one of these tombstones that I see, there is a start date, the day that they were born, and there is an end date, and that's the day that they passed away. The interesting thing is they had little to no control over what either of those dates say. But there's a space or a line between each and every one of those dates. And I wanted to point that out to you because it's something that we overlook a lot. We have no control over when we're born, and most of us choose not to have any control over when we pass away. But all of us have control over what happens in that space or that line between those two dates. Life is very, very short, and eternity is forever. But the way we choose to spend our life in that little line between, that's what we're staking our eternity on. And it's that little space that determines where we go forever. It's just something to think about. The other thing, the last thing that I think all of these people would say is, if you don't know Jesus, get to know Him as quickly as you can. And if you don't believe in Jesus, are you willing to stake your eternity on it? Because that's what you're doing. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to put things in perspective today. You only live one time, folks. Live life the way that you believe God would have you live it. Take risks on the things that matter. Have a good night.